Day 23 in my 30-day ephemera challenge. Dealing up some playing card ideas. Won't you join me? Altered playing cards. I'll give you 3 different ways in which you can decorate your playing cards. Let's craft together. We all seem to have playing cards, and if we don't, they're pretty easy to find. Now, playing cards have a waxy feel to them, and we want to remove a little bit of that wax that is on the playing cards so that our glue will stick to it. Now, if you have some sandpaper, that's perfect. I don't happen to have any sandpaper, but I do have some old emery boards. So I'm just going to scuff up my playing card. You don't have to do it totally, just a little bit. Just enough so that the glue will have something rough to grab hold of. Not only will you need to do one side of the playing card, but you're going to need to do the other side as well. It can be a little bit messy, but with a little wet wipe or maybe just a little bit of that paper towel, we can wipe off our cards and clean up our mat. Now, I like to prepare all my cards right away. That way, I don't have to go through the mess of wiping up all that, I guess it's the wax that we're rubbing off. And they will all be ready to decorate. I definitely have some ideas on how we can make our playing cards something special in our junk journals. The first way that I like to show you on how you can use playing cards to make pieces of ephemera for your journal is by collaging small pieces. Take those scraps that we all seem to accumulate and tear them into small pieces. I have chosen to go ahead and ink my pieces, and we're going to do a little bit of collaging together. I'll be using my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to apply glue onto my piece. And if it hangs over the edge, I'll clean it up later. I'm just going to get some pieces glued on to the face side of my playing card, letting that Jack of Spades shine through and just making my way around the card. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just looking at what I have available here, what I've prepared. When I take the time to go through my scraps and tear them into small pieces and ink those pieces up, I put them in a box, and then I have them for when I want to do a quick little project like this one right here. Let's see, what else do I have in my little pile? This one I see is not even inked up, but I think I'd like to use it. So quickly, I'll run my sponge over the edges and actually tear it down just a little bit more and ink that up. I'd like to pop that on right there. Look, you can't even hardly see what's going on here. I've pulled all the pieces on top of my playing card. Just fill in that little spot right there. I just have a little bit more to go. Now I'm going to trim this out, and I'll put my little pieces right back into my box for next time. I'm going to use my Distressing tea-dyed color, and I'm going to ink up the edges of my little playing card. I have coffee dyed some index cards, and I want to use the line portion of my index card for the back of my playing card. And I'll do that by just adding a little glue and then gluing it on and trimming it out. I brought in a packing paper that I'm going to use so I can do a little splatter painting on top of my collage. I have some apple barrel white acrylic paint, And I have a fan brush. Now, you don't have to have a fan brush, but I do, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to pour my paint on here, and I'm really going to get quite a bit of paint on my brush. And then with my scissors, I'm going to use that to tap my fan brush. To get that beautiful splattered look that we all love. I got a really big splatter right there. Oh, that's really pretty. I'll set this aside and we'll move on to the next idea. This time we're going to take our playing cards, and the king, the jack, and the queen have this rectangle bordering the picture. The number cards don't have that rectangle. If you have the rectangle, you can take a standard hole punch and punch 2 or 3 holes on the inside of this rectangle, and then take your scissors, and I like to first just get rid of most of this area inside. So I'm just roughly going to trim this out. And then I can go back in and make a cut to the corner, and then get my scissors in here and trim around that rectangle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do the best you can. Go around it again if you need to. Now we've got this one cut out. This one right here, it doesn't have that rectangle, so you could either find yourself a circle, you could find yourself a rectangle, some type of shape. You could make yourself a template if you wanted to, but whatever shape you choose, you can place it on top of your playing card and just try to get it in the center the best you can. And either take your pencil or your pen and draw around your item in which you're using to get your shape, and then use your hole punch again to punch out the holes so that you can get your scissors in there, and then you can trim out that shape. Now I can see my lines right here. I'm going to use my eraser, and I'm just going to erase my lines. I have these markers. This is called a metallic color pen, Office Trend, and I want to use it to highlight the opening. And it definitely doesn't have to be perfect, because yeah, it's not perfect. It's already not perfect. But not perfect sometimes just gives it character. I think it looks really nice. I'm also going to do the same thing for the one that we made a circle. There we go. I have a little bit of cleanup. This is when you can bring in some of your pictures that you have. Maybe you have some pictures of some people. You could also use things like botanicals. There's one here that would work. That one really goes well, doesn't it? But I think I'd like to use a cameo shot here. I think, now let's just change it and see if that one goes better with this one. I'm actually thinking maybe yes. Maybe I like to switch up the pictures. For the rectangle having this lady and the circle having this one. We can also do a little stamping on the edge. My StazOn Black was delivered today, so I'll be using that color. And I have, it's like a label stamp, similar to, and I think that would be fun to stamp on the edge here. So I'm going to add my ink to my stamp. And then just place it on. That was a lot of ink because it's a brand new stamp. And I'm just going to do a little bit here. Now, if you have an area that you don't want stamped, I'm actually going to use another card, the back of one. Just doing a little bit of stamping. I think I'll do a little bit right here. Try not to put quite so much ink on it. And a little bit of bling at the top. What shall we do for this one? How about a red velvet ribbon for a tab pull on this one? I love how the backs look. We can use those lines on the index card to journal on. When we backed our playing card, the paper stuck out at a point, so I'm just going to clip it off. This one is dry now, and we've already backed it. So we can either leave it like this, or we can add a butterfly and a couple of flat back pearls. And for my last idea, let's take our card and back it with whether you choose coffee dyed paper or paper pad paper. That would be fine too. But we want to go ahead and cover this up. I'm going to use another coffee dyed index card. So now I have it covered. I have a couple of pictures I showed you in the beginning. I can't decide if I want to use this one or this one. I actually think it's going to be this one. So I'm going to tear my picture like this so that I want my number 7 to show. And I want my number 7 to show down here at the bottom too. So I'm actually going to just fold it up so I know where I should tear. And then give that a tear. So I can pop that on just like that. Oh, that's really pretty. Before I glue this on, I want to accent my torn edge. So I'm going to ink it, and I'm going to ink around my card. I'll go ahead, since I've got my sponge, I will ink up my back of my card too. Now let's get this glued into place. So with my art glitter glue, I'm going to add my glue. I have this little piece that was down here. I really think it's pretty. I'm thinking I'd like to add it to the back. I'm going to ink it first. So if we glue this on like this, I think that would be adorable. All right, so let's do a little bit more here. If you have a sewing machine and you'd like to use it, this one would be a good one to use the sewing machine on. So I'll show you what that looks like. Using your machine and sewing around the edge really adds a nice touch. I have a small piece of lace, and I have one of those small labels, you know, the kind they use for jewelry. I would like to use both of these. I want to put the label down first. A little bit of glue, and place my strings in this glue. I want it to be kind of over here on the side so it doesn't cover up my flower. And then with my lace, I'm going to add a little bit more glue. And I'm just going to kind of squish it on. I just want a little bit of lace right here at the top. Maybe something like that. I'm going to add a little bling on my label. And a little bling right up here at the top. And there we have that one. No matter how you decorate your playing cards, you'll be able to use them in many different ways. You can glue down 2 sides and use it as a tuck spot. You can use it as a journaling card, pop it into a pocket and pull, and you can always paper clip it to a page. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.